Hi, and welcome to this week's Happy Hour. So, this week I just want to share some really quick information about the importance of gratitude in our well-being, and to share some ideas on some really quick and easy gratitude practices that you can add into your day to reap the benefits. So, there's quite a bit of research around the benefit of gratitude in a number of areas of life. And most of the research is around sort of well-being, positive emotion, and just general mental health, reducing anxiety and depression. And there's some really nice evidence out there that a really simple daily gratitude practice, and the one most often used in the research is something called 3 Good Things. And this is a gratitude journaling task where every day participants are asked to write 3 good things that happened that day, and they could be really small. And they compare that with people who just write a non-gratitude list of something down each day to compare. And it just shows that people who do this, as well as having benefits in just positive emotions, reduced anxiety and depression, that's really good for stress reduction and building resilience. And there's some newer but not as clear evidence that because of these benefits, it has some physical benefits as well, reducing cortisol, improving heart health, and just general physical well-being. So there's some really positive things that can come out of something that's really quite simple. And gratitude is interesting because the reason I think that it's so effective is because it counteracts a bias that we have in our brains. So this is our what we call a negativity bias. And we all have this. It's a evolutionary safety mechanism, essentially. And what it means is that we are more likely to notice and we are more likely to remember negative experiences than we are to notice or register neutral or positive experiences. Rick Hanson, who's a fantastic researcher, he describes it as our brains being Teflon for good and Velcro for negative experiences. And that's a great example. So basically, a good example of this is if you have ever had a performance review, or you've had asked for feedback about a group that you've run, or anything, or you've had a review for something, and you get 90% positive reviews. Maybe 9 out of 10 people say it was great, I really got something out of it, it was fantastic, the presenter was really good. If there's one bad review in there, that is the thing that you'll remember, and that's the thing that you'll focus all your attention on, even though 90% of it was positive. And so the reason why we have this is because obviously when we were hunters and gatherers and living more in the natural world, you needed to learn pretty quickly if that thing was poisonous, or that noise could mean that there's a predator coming, or you needed to remember those things because it kept you alive. But these days we don't have those kind of risks out there. So instead, it just means that we're noticing and remembering all the negative things that happen. Then what happens is we go and look at Instagram or Facebook or Snapchat or whatever, and there we see a curated version of someone else's life. And so we see their life only the positive side, and in our own life we're only seeing the negatives. And gratitude can help balance that out, because what it does is it draws the focus, draws the attention to those small positive things, which helps us to remember them better and helps us to, experience the benefits of those positive experiences that we have every day, even if lots of things are going wrong. So this is a really easy practice that you can add into your day. It doesn't require, you don't have to journal, you don't have to spend a lot of time on it. It can be as simple as when you go to bed at night, as you lie down, you close your eyes and you think of 3 things that was nice that happened during the day. And it could be really small things, like you got a great coffee, or you had ran into a friend that you hadn't seen for a while, or you got a call, or someone said, complimented you on your outfit. It could be really small things, or it could be really big things. So that's one really simple way to do it. Another really powerful way is something that Rick Hanson calls savoring. And this is, you can do this with that first practice, but this is where you recall something that happened in the day, or this could be something that happened a long time ago. But you think of something positive, a positive experience, and then you just spend a couple of minutes bringing that back to life in your imagination. So you remember where you were, remember what you were wearing, remember the temperature, what the sensations were like, what it tasted like if it was something that you ate, and you use all of your senses to bring that thing back into really vivid reality. And that helps us to remember it. So there's a couple of different techniques that you can use. If you are doing the 3 good things, another way that you can look at it is to think of something specific. So it could be, what's something good that happened in my work life today, or whatever that means for you. What's something that happened in my personal life that was really good? And then the third thing, which I think a lot of people can find challenging, is what's something about myself that I am grateful for, or that I'm proud of, or that I accomplished. And sometimes we can struggle with that one a little bit more than, the nice things that people do external to us. But that's just another way you can phrase it. You don't have to do 3. You can just think of one. What was the best thing that happened today? I know we sometimes do with the kids. We'll sitting down for dinner and we'll ask, okay, what was the best thing that happened today? And then we might ask, well, what was the worst thing that happened today? What was the funniest thing that happened today? And what was something that you learned? So even though we might have asked them about what was the worst thing that happened, sometimes they'll say nothing, and that's great. But even if they had something bad, we can talk that through. But we've got 3 opportunities around that for something positive. So something good that happened, something funny that happened, and something that they learned. So there's lots of different ways you can do gratitude. There's heaps of gratitude, journals and prompts that you can find online if you want to get really into it. But it can be just as simple as thinking about what you're grateful for right before you close your eyes at night. All right, give it a go. I'd love to hear what you think. And otherwise, I will see you next week.